Thank you for breathing with me today. Thank you for joining me. Let's take a big deep inhale through the nose and a big exhale through the mouth. Ooh, and let's do a nice sun breath here. Let's inhale and sweep this up and exhale it out. Let's do one more of those. Inhale and sweep this up and exhale it out. Recognizing that just by doing those 2 breaths, actually those 3 breaths, but those 2 breaths can be very helpful in regulating your nervous system, especially if you feel out of sorts. If there's a lot going on, if you're dealing with stress or anxiety or just everyday problems, or maybe you've got deeper issues, maybe you've got an illness, a chronic illness, maybe you've got a lot of other things going on, maybe you've got some mental things going on as well. Maybe you're starting to struggle. It's getting into that season, so maybe you're starting to struggle with some depression going into that seasonal affective cycle. So maybe you're starting to deal with that. I know over here in California, it hasn't gotten very cold yet, so it's my body still feels very much like it's almost summery still. Even the pool water hasn't gotten cold yet, so that is very unusual. So it's a different cycle this year, but recognizing that. Let's check in, let's do our checklist, go through our checklist. That can be very helpful also if you are feeling out of sorts. So this can be helpful to bring you back into some awareness of what's going on with yourself, and then thus helping you get into some self-regulation. So checking in with our BEEMS, our BBEEMS, checking in with our body. How is your body feeling? Checking in with your breathing. How has your breathing been? How has your normal, regular breathing been? Have you been noticing that you've been breathing very shallow? Have you even been noticing that you've been breathing at all? If that's something, then you might be breathing super duper shallow. Or are you able to breathe deeply? Have you been finding yourself sighing a lot or doing a lot of deep breathing, because that is your body's natural response to needing more oxygen and needing more regulation? And if your body can do that, if it's naturally doing those big sighs, wow, that is, you are training your body into some self-regulation, and that is some self-help right there. Training your body into taking those big sigh breaths. And then when you can do that, sometimes when you find yourself, oh, I'm doing that automatically, that is amazing. It's so soothing for your body, especially if you are a trauma person, especially if you've dealt with a lot of complex trauma or childhood trauma or even adult trauma. I know that when big traumatic things happen, never push aside that need to sigh. The sigh is so important. It is so helpful for you. It's your body saying, I'm going to regulate myself. I'm going to self-soothe. That's what that is. So let yourself sigh. Sighing is good. All right, so we've got our body, our breathing. How is your energy? How is your body energy? Maybe you're feeling stable. Maybe you're feeling low. Maybe you're feeling extra heightened. Maybe it's not even your energy. Maybe there's some energy in your small environment around you that is out of control. Maybe your refrigerator's broken, or maybe you've got some buzzing going on. Maybe there's just that little, your local energy. How is your communal energy? So maybe like, how is the family? How is that energy? Or your community energy, church energy, how is that? So checking in on that energy as well. All of this makes a difference in your body. It's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it's also kind of a neat thing too, because it's showing that community can also, maybe it can suck you dry, but it can also fill you up. So finding the balance there of that. So we've got our emotions, our energy, and global energy. And in the United States right now, there's a lot of global energy with the election coming up. There's a lot of that. So maybe doing some self-care and not listening too much to the news or getting too much information, some input. Give yourself a break. Know that you can control only what you can control. So we've got that. How is your mindset? Is your mindset flexible or is it stiff? Is your mindset, are you able to move with the things that are going on? Or when something that's unexpected happens, it throws you completely out of your whole day. So trying to see, okay, where is my mindset and how can I bring myself into a flexible mindset in case something does happen that I can't control? How can I let that happen, but be aware and flexible? Last week I had a flat tire. On Friday, I was on my way to the dog park and boom, flat tire. Luckily, thankfully, this doesn't normally happen, but I was on my street, so I was able to turn around and slowly boom, 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 back to my house, got into my driveway. And it did take me out of my window of tolerance, but what I was able to do was like, okay, what can I do? Because I had this whole day planned. I had everything already going on. And normally I can be like, okay, it'll be easy. Just call AAA, call Aaron, call this, call that, do this. But I wasn't there because I had my mind somewhere else. I was already in the next place that I was supposed to be. So when this happened, I was like, oh, so it took me out of where I was going. So I had to be like, okay, safety, what do I do? Thankfully, I'm in my own home and I'm at my own, in my driveway. So I called AAA because I knew AAA could come and they could change the spare, because I had no idea where the jack was, where I could change the spare. And I was, again, not in enough of a tolerance zone that I could have done that myself at that point. Sometimes I can. That day I could not. So I recognized, hey, I pay for AAA. I have a AAA thing, and AAA, they were so fast, so nice, so kind. It's exactly what AAA is for. That is their job. So the guy came and he changed my tire. And so then I called Aaron and I was like, Aaron, what should we do next? Because do we need to get all 4 tires? Do I need to just do 1 tire? And he said, let's just do 1 tire. And I made an appointment at the Big O Tires. Instead of having to go there and not knowing if there's gonna be an appointment for me, I made an appointment and there was an appointment available right then. So it's all of these little things where I could slow myself down. I found my flexible mindset. I used my breathing. I kept myself moving so that I was able to make that appointment. And then I was able to go to that appointment. And I had already prepared myself for when I was going to be sitting there waiting for the tire. I didn't know how long it was going to be, but I had brought earbuds with me if I needed to look at something. I had prepared myself for being in that place. So I got there, and actually Aaron was amazing. He actually called when I was there and said, hey, is my wife there? She's getting the tire changed. Because he knew that it had taken me a little bit out of my window. So he was being supportive, environmentally supportive for me. So these are the things that if you put them into practice throughout your life, throughout your day, when something does happen, it can move and smooth into place so that you don't come out of your window. So then I got the tire changed. They were very kind, very quick with getting it done. And then I was able to go on and do the rest of the things that I needed to for the rest of the day without being out of my window of tolerance. And that was a victory for me for that day. I told a friend about that, and that was part of it too. That's part of it, is recognizing the victory. So I told my friend, I said, hey, this happened to me today, the flat tire, and I was able to get it fixed, get it changed, because when that tire happened, I thought, oh, I'm not gonna have a car for 3 days. Somebody else gonna have to change the tire. But then I said, wait. Let's breathe and find out how I can be proactive and what I can do. Oh, I've got AAA. Oh, I can call Aaron. Oh, I can make an appointment at Big 5. Oh, I can sit at Big 5, have things ready in my mind for what I need to do if I'm gonna be there for a while. Be proactive with that as well. Give my brain a little bit of a break. They were done, and then I was able to come home, move on with my day, and I was like, whoa, I wasn't even out of my window of tolerance. I was living in my house, So that is possible. Just taking those steps and recognizing that you can do this. You are able to do this. And sometimes it feels like, but why should I be able to do this? Because trauma does that. Trauma can take you out without you even knowing about it. So it's so good to be very proactive and to be constantly building yourself up, learning how to breathe, doing your BEEMS, going through your checklist so that when you need it, when your tire flattens, when your tire blows up, you can be like, okay, what do? Let me breathe first. Let me go through my BEEMS. All right. Oh, my mind just cleared. I can use AAA. Oh, my mind just cleared. I can call someone. Oh, my mind just cleared. I can make an appointment for a tire. Oh, so just little things like that. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I know it's a little bit longer, but I was like, oh, I'll just tell you my story as I was breathing. I was like, I'll tell you what happened to me last Friday, and that brought me out, kind of out, but then I was able to stay back in, and I stayed in. Even during the hard times, I stayed back in. So you can do it too. I believe in you. Know that you are not alone. Know that you can do this. Know that the breathing can bring you back into regulation. That getting into this practice can help you stay regulated when something does happen that is disappointing, or that takes a part of your day, or that throws you out. You can bring yourself back in. So thank you for breathing with me today. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.